have a question for you Prop 8 supporters. What were you thinking? Did you really think Prop 8 was going to pass and still stand? I mean, 4 years ago, it was on the ballot to change the definition of marriage or whatever, or solidify it so it's just a man and a woman, and the Supreme Court overturned it. So, did you think you were going to try again, and they're going to be like, oh, it's cool. You guys beat us. We're not going to get married. It's cool. No. History shows us anytime a group of people are oppressed, they just come back stronger. The further you're pushed down, the higher you're going to rise up. Back in the day, I mean, hundreds of years ago with black people, if they would have put it on the ballot, a proposition to free the slaves, do you think the majority would have supported it? No. Why do you think we have the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court is there so when the majority unjustly treats the minority, they protect them. And people aren't going to quit. I mean, if they did that proposition back in the day for slavery, and, I mean, the black people wouldn't have just been like, oh, it's cool. The majority wants us to be slaves, so we'll still be slaves. When women wanted their voting rights, I mean, if it was a proposition on the ballot that would have given them the right to vote, do you think that they would have just gave up? No, people are going to keep fighting for it until they get the freedom they want, the rights they deserve, that our Constitution gives us: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, you don't agree with what they're doing, but it's not your decision to make for them. In America, it's a free country. We have these certain freedoms. And people say, oh, it's going to open the gateway to people marrying animals, people marrying underage people, somebody might marry their stapler. I think I'm going to marry this bottle of Fiji because it's my human right. Hey, bottle of Fiji, can you sign a marriage contract? Let's get married. I just love Fiji so much. Hello? Is that a no? Oh, you're an inanimate object and you can't sign a marriage contract? Oh, so I guess we can't get married. To get married, you have to sign a marriage contract. Two consenting adults have that option to do whatever they want to do. And people say the definition of marriage between a man and a woman. Okay, that might have been written in the Bible. Please tell me where you see that at. And I'm not saying that it's right. To me, the natural order of things is a man and a woman. I mean, certain things fit a certain way. Like this USB plug right here, you can't see it. I plug it into the computer, and that's how it fits. If it was two male USB cords, obviously they wouldn't fit together because that's not how it goes. But that's not my decision to make for human beings. We have human rights. And so the whole thing about, oh, somebody's going to marry their animal. No, their animal can't sign a marriage contract. Oh, well, I'm in love with this little kid and I want to marry him. No, because they're not a consenting adult. That's not going to happen. That would just never work out. And Prop 8 people, and the majority of the money for Prop 8 and the majority of the support is for Christians. And people say, well, it's not all Christians. Yeah, it's not all Christians, but they're the ones who gave it the majority of the support. And on top of that, why would you pour your money into such a dirty campaign? I mean, the week before the election, they sent out a flyer with Obama on it saying that Obama is against Prop 8, which isn't true. This is what Obama said, and me and him share the same views on this. I don't agree with gay marriage, but I think Prop 8 is wrong because that's not our right to decide for them. Some people still believe in the Constitution, and I happen to be one of those people. And so, even though I'm straight, I still think what they're doing is wrong. And the mission of the church is to love people, and you want to bring new people into the church. Right now, there will be a lot of new people at churches for a while, and they like to say, oh, we're so tolerant, we like gay people here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's cool, but, you know, we don't think you should have equal rights. You don't know what's best for yourself, and we do, so we're going to use the law to take those rights away from you, but you can still come. It's cool. We love you. We love you. That's not perceived as love. That's perceived as hate. That's like John McCain saying, well, I wouldn't have ran a dirty campaign if Obama would have did what I wanted to do and do the town hall meetings with me. But because he didn't, I took matters into my own hand and I made up all these crappy lies and rumors about him to scare people into voting for him. Just like they did with Prop 8. They scared people into voting yes on it. And I feel bad about this because I was so caught up in the Obama campaign. Like, I was saying no on Prop 8, and I talked to a few people about it, but I wasn't out there going around door to door helping to shed some light on the lies that were passed around so people would be really educated on the issue and know what they're voting on. And, I mean, that obviously made a difference with the Obama campaign, because when we went to Nevada, I was talking to people, oh, well, I heard that Obama wants to raise my taxes. Oh, I heard that he's a Muslim. And actually talking to people, like, we actually changed some people's minds. And if we would have had that same support behind Prop 8, I'm pretty sure the outcome would have been a lot different. People just need to be educated, and some people only get one side of the story, one person's biased opinion. But this is something that's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until they get their human rights. I'm sorry. I know you guys like to have control of everything, but that's not how it works. And Prop 8 is not going to stand. And I just don't understand why you would throw so much support behind something that is alienating people and taking out their rights. Like, you're limiting them to their ability as humans. Like, we know what's best for you. Don't worry about it. You don't have the right to choose. Prop 8 is unconstitutional. The Constitution's not about taking away rights. It's about giving people rights. One religion should never have dominance over the government. That's why there's separation of church and state. And not just gay people, but usually liberals, we believe in the Constitution. And forward thinkers, we know this. We believe in the separation of church and state. But, I mean, from the Christians I've talked to, they always tell me, well, separation of church didn't really mean separation of church. It meant separation of the government from the church. But the church can go into the government and change stuff. That's called a double standard. That is flat out wrong. It doesn't matter what we believe. It's not our choice to make the decision for other people. Jesus, God, whoever, they didn't make the decision for us to follow him. They gave us the choice. So who are we to take that choice away from somebody else? That is wrong. And that's how I feel. So yeah, the election season is over, but it's not over yet. Because this is just going to keep going until they get their rights. Oh, one more thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure the church wasn't called to bring division into the world, but that's what this issue is doing. This is a very divisive issue, and I think that churches shouldn't have spoke out about it. Like, we're separating ourselves. We're bringing ourselves away. We're pushing ourselves further away from the people we're supposed to influence. This isn't having a positive influence. This is having a negative influence. You can tell people what you think. You can give them your point of view. You can tell them what you think marriage is supposed to be, but you can't force anything onto them. What they're doing isn't wrong. It's not going to open the gateway to people marrying animals. It's not going to open the gateway to people marrying young kids and inanimate objects. That's just not possible because of other parts of the law. Churches are not going to lose their tax-exempt status for not marrying gay people. That is a lie that campaign spread. That's not true. The Constitution gives people equal protection, equal rights, separation of church and state. The government would never force churches to marry gay people. Churches don't have to marry straight people if they don't go by the standards that church has set. And like I said, other people understand the separation of church and state, but not all Christians. And when I say this, don't think I'm attacking Christians. I'm not attacking Christians. I mean, I consider myself, I'm not going to say I'm a Christian, I'm going to say I'm a believer because I don't want to be labeled in that category. Some people get it, but a lot of people don't get it, and they're making the church and Christians look so bad. And yeah, that's all I have to say.